Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Hi, everyone.
Today we're going to be reviewing a Transformer who's kind of a grump. He's old and wise and knowledgeable of his past battles that gave him victory. And he's kind of grumpy and moody in a way, but yet he brings highly experience to the battle of whatever they're fighting, or Decepticons or whatever, and then he brings back his past stories to help influence whatever the Autobots are going through, and we are talking about no other than
the Transformers Studio Series Buzzworthy Bumblebee Kup. I'm gonna get to why they decide to put this name here instead of just Transformers Studios series.
So we are going to get him open. We're going to see what he's about, and we are going to go from there, and we'll see y'all here in a minute.
Stay tuned. So here we are, and here is Kup and his packaging on the review area.
So here we are, there he is, and we're all here together.
Now first off, before we get into the figure itself, the box here, like the box artwork here, I'm not a fan of the box artwork, because I wish that they would go back and do the other Transformers Studio Series figures.
The Studio Series box.
Which is the original ones, instead of whatever
this is.
I mean, it does have Transformers Studio Series here, which is great. But they also put in Buzzworthy Bumblebee, which I'm guessing it's supposed to do something for, well, I think it's supposed to be something of Bumblebee, the actual Transformers character. But this is not Bumblebee. This is Kup. Even though Bumblebee is right here on the corner, this still has nothing to do with Bumblebee.
It has that nice 86 right there.
To let you know, when the movie came out, because it was in 1986.
That was a long time ago.
And this is number 2.
Number 2.
Of the Buzzworthy Bumblebee series. But it does have some other characters, like you have RC and Mirage.
Yes, I think that looks like Mirage, but he's kind of got the build of Jazz, and I don't understand that, but whatever.
And you also have Optimus Prime here in his Cyberverse design, which, okay. But on the back, you do have some nice artwork here of Kup in both robot mode and in his Cybertronian pickup truck. And you do also have the little backdrop here that he still does come with in this new Studio Series box here. And on the other side we have another picture of Kup, Transformers the movie, number 86. And on the bottom you just have some barcodes here.
And don't eat anything in the box, that's what it says.
And on the top you just have the Transformers movie logo here with the Autobot symbol and another Autobot symbol with Generations on the bottom, Takara Tomy.
And I have to say, looking through the window, Kup, they did a good job. They did a good job of capturing his G1 self as he looked like in the cartoon. So we are going to get him open up and we're going to see how cool and what's going on with him.
But before we open him up, I do want to take a little size comparison here with the original Studio Series box.
Okay, that's what you're talking about. Yeah.
Now this, I do like this box artwork, because on the original Studio Series box here, we have the picture of the character of what you're getting here. And this is, of course, Nas packaging.
No, and he is a Sharkticon.
A Sharkticon.
Sharkticon.
Whereas this new one, I'm not a big fan of it, because I just wish that they would kept the character that's in the window here,
right there
on the box artwork, to let you know what you're getting.
Yeah, so like representation of what he is. Okay, I see where you're going. All right.
But let's get him opened up. And I already cut him out from those little T-shaped things.
He got him unprisoned from the plastic straps.
Which are these things here.
Yes, he was prisoned by them. That probably had to do with some Sharkticons putting him in there.
And what you get when you get him out of the box, you do have this thing here where Kup fits onto from this hole and these two holes here. And as you can see, it has a picture of Autobot City here. And of course, like with all the other Studio Series figures, you do get the actual backdrop here, which has the same picture of Autobot City here. And you can open up these things, just like the others. something else you get inside the box here. You get instructions here. And some, like, warnings here.
Warnings.
And here's the figure itself.
They did a really good job. I want to shoot up close in on that head sculpt and get a chance. That head sculpt is amazing. Yep. He's not smiling, he's not grinning, he's just kind of got a stern look on his face, just like,
Or a grumpy look.
Or a grumpy one, yes, because he was known to be a bit of a grumpster. Old and grumpy. But he had a lot of wisdom and a lot of stories that he could relate to whatever they're going through. And then he would recall back on his past to get them out of whatever bind that they might be in.
And the differences with the Buzzworthy Bumblebee version of this versus the original Studio Series version of Kup here is the differences that I can see on the Buzzworthy version is there is some black lines on his chest, a little bit on his shoulder here, a little bit on his bicep here, and some on his leg here, which is supposed to represent like battle damage. Whereas the original Studio Series version, did they like left that out?
I believe so, but I would have to look back at the original Studio Series again.
But I think the original Studio Series version of Kup here, they kind of left that out. But here, they put some black lining on it to represent battle damage. Which he did had some battle damage on him in the 1986 Transformers, the movie. Just a little bit on him. Like, this part right here was in the movie.
He is a old wise warrior. Autobot wise warrior. And he relies a lot on of his past.
But looking at the entire figure itself, you can see his head sculpt here does have some robotic, like, wrinkles on him.
Yeah, he's they made his face more slouchier. He's old. He's old, and they tried to bring that through with the creation of his face to give him an older aged look to his appearance, not in so much in his physique, but definitely his face.
And he does have some blue eyes on him. And he does have some, like, teal paint on his head here, with some silver here. And he does have the Autobot symbol on his chest here. And he does have a little bit of orange on him, which is on his waist and also his arms here. And his hands are painted in gray. And he does have some silver paint on his knees here. And here's the side view here. And he does have some more gray paint on his legs here on both sides, with some Autobot symbols on his legs here.
On both legs, yes.
And here's the back here. And he doesn't have like a lot of robot kibble on him. So he does like clean up really well.
Okay.
Does he like clean up well?
Yeah, he's got that little bit of backpack on his back right there, but it's not over monstrous. You know what I'm saying? So it fits his form. It fits his form. It doesn't throw him off balance or anything like that. And in the cartoon, he had a backpack that you could see every now and then. It wasn't something that, you know, he was pretty much, there was a time or two that you could see the backpack, but it wasn't profound in the cartoon mostly. And he is a Cybertronian truck.
Yes, a Cybertronian pickup truck, or just a truck.
That's what we're thinking when we transform him. It's even in the cartoon we said that kind of looks like a truck, but we're just gonna call it a Cybertronian truck. So that's what we did. Even back then, it was a Cybertronian truck because it never fit any scale of a real world truck here on Earth. And you'll see when he transforms it.
But to get into his articulation, head is on a ball joint. And his arms can rotate all the way around, move in and out, bicep swivel. He does have a soft ratcheted elbow joint here. But unfortunately, he doesn't have any wrist articulation. I thought he would, but...
So his fists are molded in place. What you see is what you get. That's exactly the way that they made him.
But he does have a waist swivel. Legs can move forward, back, in and out. Thigh swivel. A soft ratcheted knee joint. And he does have an ankle pivot.
Which is known as an ankle breakage if you go too far. Yeah.
And that's it.
They did a good job with him. I like the way he looks in robot mode. From what I've seen on the back of the package, his truck looks spot on too. So yeah, they did a good job recreating the cartoon and making it into a Transformer for a time.
And for his weapons, he does come with a gun here that you can have him fit in his hand here. And another accessory that he comes with is this little container or box.
Container box, and it's got little
Energon snacks.
Yeah, Energon strips. Energon strips that I imagine that they use if they run low and they need Energon on their person. It looks like you should be able to, they carry this on their person, so this way if they run low they can just get a snack of Energon and they'll be good. But of course you know that that's not what happened if you see the cartoon, the 1986 cartoon. Movie. Yes, movie. Thank you. And y'all probably know this saying. And it's a weird saying. When I first heard it, I was like, what did he just say? And I had to rewind it because at that time, after we watched it at the movies, then we also had it on VHS and I had to rewind it. And yep, it's just like I thought I heard. So y'all say it with us. Are you ready, Colton?
Yes.
The universal greeting language is Grana Wheat. Nope.
Ba Weep Grana Wheat Ninny Bong.
See, I can't even. Okay, let's do it again. Ba
Weep Grana Weep Ninny Bong.
Yes. It sounds like you just said something very foreign. Not even English. Anyway, let's get back to it.
And this is so that you can recreate the scene in the movie where Kup and Hot Rod were on that planet where the Quintessons and the Sharkticons and also the Alicons were at.
Alicons.
So you can recreate that scene where they did the universal greeting.
Greeting language. This is getting very expensive.
And
Don't worry, lad, they'll reciprocate.
And you can have him hold it in his hand.
There it is, right there.
Just like that.
Right.
And now he can like pull out a little Energon. Snack. And like have a little bite. Which he did not do in the movie.
If anything, some critters took a bite out of him. Anyway, poor Kup, he didn't take no Energon, but he sure has some things gnawing on him.
And those were the Alicons. And if I bring in the little base here that you get on all the Studio Series figures, you can have him display on there, and there you go.
That is awesome. That is awesome. It is Kup in Autobot City, on Autobot City. He's got his blaster and he's got his
little
Energon container, yeah.
With some little energons.
Yep.
Snacks. So now I'm going to get this out of the way so we can do some size comparisons before we get into the transformation. So here he is next to Hot Rod.
Hot Rod. Awesome.
Nah.
No, there's that little guy. There's that little booger right there. Yeah.
And Rekgar.
Rekgar from the planet of Junk.
Or planet
Junkion.
So you can see how he looks together with the other Studio Series figures.
How he can compare up. And like I said, the story between these three is really good. Because we're going to move Rekgar right quick because he goes to a different planet. But you have in the cartoon, let me see if I can. Whoops. We're going to put him right here. We're going to give him the. And we're going to have Hot Rod. And there we go. Now, there we go.
I know that this is not accurate because he's supposed to be doing with that with one of the Alicons, but instead I just got one of the Sharkticons.
So anyway, he's doing the universal greeting there, Bona, we grin and we need a bun. So, you know, and it's quite comical the way that all this transpires on the planet from first when they crash to what happens to these guys during their time on the planet. So I just wanted to say that was awesome. And now we're going to just get them on out of the way. But yes, he was, you know, trying to do the right thing, and then this guy right here is like, nope. And then you just see teeth coming at him, and it's a very well written out scene. Even when they went to the judge and jury of the Quintessons, you know, how do you plead guilty? Guilty. You just ain't gonna win. Not in that court. No way, shape, or form. And he said, what did he say? I have contempt for this court. And then I think Hot Rod said, I have nothing but contempt for this court.
So now let's get into the transformation of this character. First, I will have to get his accessories out of his hands. So let's get started. Now the first thing you want to do is come to the back here and untap the backpack piece and bring it down. And this taps into these two pegs from these two holes. And then you want to take this part here and flip it around. And then you want to bring it up on this joint here. Now you're gonna untap his head. From these two holes and these two pegs here. And now you're gonna untap his arms.
Unless the arm pops out. Where's that shark gun? Remember, it's a recreate a scene.
Don't pop his arm off. But you want to untap his arms from these things, and these tap into these pegs and these holes here, and bring them up. And when you got these untapped and flipped up, you now want to come to the back here and take these things here and flip these around, and these will also tap in. And now you can bring these down just a little bit. And also, for these arms, you do want to untap them from these things here. So that way you can swing them around so they look like this. And you also want to take Kup's head and rotate it around. And you do want to you do want to take the chest piece here and bring it all the way back so it looks like this. And now you can take this part here and bring it up, and then bring this down, so that way you can tap this in. And now you want to take his arms here and bring them back. And if this hasn't done so already, you do want to make sure that these tabs are sitting into these little notches here. And you do want to bend his elbows up so they look like this. And you do want to bring back the waist so it looks like that. And now you want to get his legs out of the way, so that way you can take these shin pieces here and, well, but before you do some with these shin pieces, you do want to take his feet and flip them in. And now you can take these shin pieces, untap them, and flip them down. And you do want to angle his knees so they look like this. And then you want to bring these up and tap them in. So they look like that. And you do want to bring his legs up so they look like this. And then you want to take these things here, untap them and shift them forward. And these tabs are going to go into those little notches there. And you also want to, well, but before you tab these into those little notches, you first need to take this and slide it in, so that way the side pieces here are all compact. Just like that. And then you can tap this tab into that notch. So it looks like that. And then you do the same on the other side. So bring the leg up, untap this, bring this forward, make sure this is pushed in.
Okay.
Just like that.
That has to happen for it to lock in place and lock together. I got you. That has to happen so this way it's as solid.
And finally, you want to take these two things, untap them, and flip them in.
That'll make up his little bed.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll make up his little bed. Now, looking at his truck mode, like I said, back then in 1980, 86, we knew that there was no truck that looked like that at the time, so now there may be. In today's time, there ain't no telling.
And you do want to fold these in, and these two will tap together, and also these two pegs are going to go into the holes on his hands here.
Did you know that was a door? No, it looks like a door. Turn it to the back side. Turn it to the back side. That looks like a door. Doesn't it look like a door? It looks like a door. A door that you can enter, and that's how you can pilot, I guess, Kup. Huh. Okay.
I think.
I don't know. That's the first time I noticed it.
And you're done. he looks really great in his truck mode. But my only problem with it is his front wheels here are on those are on these pegs here.
Yeah, he definitely had a flat. He blew out a tire. He literally blew out a tire. Yeah.
And I wish that they would go and make these as like pin jointed wheels.
Yeah.
Like make these as pinned wheels instead of just
The
pegs.
Yeah, instead of clip pegs. Okay. Now, is there a problem with the tires coming off when you roll them? No?
No. But he does roll really well. And he does have 2 more wheels on the back, which are these gray things here.
No, if I'm right, after Transformers the movie, didn't Kup get a Target Master? I want to say
that was from season 4.
Yes, but he was a Target Master later on, after Transformers the movie. Yes.
Yes.
Him? Blur?
Yes. And also Hot Rod.
And Hot Rod. Okay. But that's a door. That right there looks like a door. Y'all tell us if that looks like a door. To me, that looks like a door. That's where you would, if you're a human, that's where you would probably enter to get into his
in the little cockpit.
yeah,
here.
all up in his grill. Yeah. I guess that's it. And then this right here is the little bed with no tailgate, so stuff can just slide right on out. So anyway, no, when we looked at this, we just thought it was a futuristic truck, Cybertronian truck. That's what it looks like.
I don't know if these are supposed to be like
Lights?
tail lights
Taillights?
on the back.
Maybe.
I think so.
Maybe.
But here's the side view here. And the other side. And the front here. And does he have like kind of a grill here?
Yeah, kind of a grill. Yeah. The camaraderie between Kup and Hot Rod throughout the movie is quite legendary, kind of. It's a play on words of how the movie was instructed and stuff like that. And Kup plays a very big part in the Transformers 1986 movie. And he is very old, wise. He's like the sage of the Transformers. He's kind of like a, I don't want to say Alpha Trion. I'd say that he is a elder Autobot warrior that has full of experience in battle that he can recall to help get his buddy Autobots out of a bind that they may be in.
And he does help some young Autobots.
Yes, because he's old, wise, and full of wisdom. But he's not Alpha Trion. He's not. He is a warrior, but he's not as good as, Alpha Trion has all the wisdom. So anyway.
And if I bring back his gun and his little Energon snack container thing, there is something you can do with these, and that is you can store these in his truck mode. Like, you can put them for his gun. You could put it here on this hole on both sides into this peg here. Or you can, like, attach it to these holes here. Or maybe these holes here, if you want to. But for the little Energon snack container here, this goes in to a tab here into either one of the same holes that I showed you before, which are the ones on the sides here, the ones on the back here, and the ones here of the roof of the truck.
Or here's what you can also do. You can put it right there. You can say, there we go. And there we go. Yay, storage. Okay, go ahead.
Or you can put them in the bed.
By the door. Okay, go ahead. I'm messing with you.
And I will bring in the little backdrop here. So you can see how it looks.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Man. Anyway.
So I'm going to get this out of the way so we can get to our final thoughts of Kup here.
Studio Series Kup from 1986. He conjured from the past into the future, and here he is.
Final thoughts for me. I really like how this figure looks in both modes of his robot mode and his Cybertronian truck mode. But my only problem with him in his Cybertronian truck mode is I wish that these front wheels were pinned in instead of just being clipped in with those pegs.
Yeah, because you could be rolling him and lose a tire. The tire just rolls right on out and rolls right on down the road. Anyway, I wish I had a Insecticon right now. So you just run right over the head, you know, and then you just him and anyway, it's awesome. Him and Hot Rod, awesome.
And another problem I have with him, and it's not the figure, it's the box artwork here.
He loves that box.
Cause I'm not a fan of this new box artwork, cause I wish that they would go back and do this kind of box artwork, cause this is what I like.
Yeah, everybody likes.
Cause the character here is the toy here of what you would get.
It's me. It's me. Me.
But this one here, I'm just no with it.
He says it gets an F. No.
Because to me, this looks like it has something to do with Bumblebee, because it says Buzzworthy Bumblebee, even though Bumblebee is right there. This still has nothing to do with Bumblebee.
Because it's all about this guy. Man, Kup. K-U-P. Right now, I need a cup of coffee.
This cup is spelled with a K, not a C.
Right, not C-U-P, K-U-P. Cup. But I mean, as far as me, I need a cup of coffee. Yeah.
But for the figure itself, it looks really nice in both modes. Just my only problem with it is I wish that these front tires were pinned in instead of just pegged in.
So, it's the front tires and the box. The box. He really likes the box. And the front tires. So anyway, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give him a 8. He looks good. Robot mode. Somebody is smacking something. I don't know what that is. But anyway, I give him an 8. He looks good in robot mode and vehicle mode. And he looks exactly like he looked like in Transformers 1986 movie. The movie.
Yes.
So my hats are off, and they did a good job. They did a good job. They'd only get the box right, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Thought I'd say that. So this way you wouldn't have to say it. But anyway, go ahead.
So I think that's about it. So there you have it. Transformers Studio Series Buzzworthy Bumblebee. Seriously. Why can't you just call this Transformers Studio Series instead of whatever this is? Kup. And if you like this video, give us a like, comment, and subscribe for more. And if you want to check out some other videos you may have missed, there's a playlist set up on my YouTube channel. So I think that's about it. So thanks for watching.
And I'm going to go get me a cup of coffee.